Here we are. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Killer Author Club. We are here with the one and only Robyn Harding, talking about The Drowning Woman, a dark and wild ride of redemption, betrayal, and friendship. We loved it. We have tons to talk about, so grab your cocktail, your list of questions for Robyn, and sit tight. We will see you right back here.
Thought you really loved me, guess I was wrong. Thought you'd never leave me, guess I was dumb. Waited like forever to be your plus one, but I guess you were done. Left me at
Hi, guys. I am Killer Kimberly Bell, along with founding members Heather Gudenkoff and Kara Ruda, and we are so excited to welcome Robyn to the clubhouse. The Killers and I started the Killer Author Club so that readers like you can interact with some of the best suspense and thriller authors in the business. Killers like Sherry LaPena coming up soon to the Killer Author Club, Frida McFadden coming up next year, the amazing and hilarious Karen Slaughter coming up. Is it next month? No, in August, right? And in 2 weeks, we have the Sisters in Suspense sisters, Andrea and Julia Bartz. All the dates, times, all the details can be found on Killer Author Club, and we will be putting out some announcements with our upcoming lineup very soon. So watch for those on our socials. But tonight we are here with Robyn to talk about killing of the fictional kind, of course. So make sure to drop your questions for her in the comments. We are talking about this book, The Drowning Woman, and it is amazing. I have lots of questions to ask her, and we won't be able to get to all of our comments, but we are watching them and scouring them for the good ones. If you're watching this on Facebook or have a Facebook account, make sure to check out our public group, Killer Author Club, or if you're really hardcore killer, our private members only group called the Killer Author Clubhouse, where we host our book clubs. And next up on August 15th, we have Nicole Bart and The Long Way Back. So get to reading that. And again, that happens exclusively in the clubhouse. So you have to join and you have to answer a couple questions. It's how we keep out the skeevy guys and the bots. We also have a YouTube channel where you can stream us to your big flat screen TV on the wall. And you can find us all wasting entirely too much time on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all the socials that you can think of. For links to everything, watch the comments or check out our Killer Author Club website, killerauthorclub.com. So now, without further ado, Heather, would you please introduce our killer guest?
Oh, I would love to. Robyn Harding is the best-selling author of several novels, including The Drowning Woman, The Perfect Family, The Arrangement, Her Pretty Face, and The Party, which was a finalist for the Arthur Ellis Award for Best Crime Novel. Her novel, The Swap, debuted at #1 on the Globe and Mail and Toronto Star Canadian bestsellers lists. She's also the screenwriter and executive producer of an independent film. She lives in Vancouver, British Columbia, with her husband and 2 cute but deadly rescue chihuahuas. Okay, Robyn, we are so happy you're here with us. And yeah, we want to hear more about those chihuahuas. I know Lolo does. And you give us a little bit of insight on what The Drowning Woman is about.
Yes, of course. So this is my second to last promotional event I'm doing, and I have finally got my elevator pitch down to do something short. I've been rambling for 20 minutes trying to describe it. Okay, so when a homeless woman fleeing her deadly past saves a rich society wife from drowning, she is drawn into a web of deadly secrets and lies and murder.
So good.
Well done. That's not easy. That's so hard.
No, it's so hard.
So hard. Bravo. Okay, sorry.
And we are going to talk a lot more about The Drowning Woman, but I think right now we need to get settled in for our killer cocktail portion of the episode. Kara?
Yeah. Robyn, why don't you show us the cocktail? No, I'm kidding.
Okay, can I explain? I did forget. Also, I don't actually like this cocktail.
Probably why you forgot.
Exactly. So when the Drowning One was coming out, we did a pre-order promotion, and I wrote a short story, like a prequel. So if you pre-ordered the book, you got the prequel short story, which included a cocktail recipe. And a good friend of mine, I was like, what cocktail should I do? And she's like, oh, I love this one. So I put it in, and then I made it, and I was like, I don't like whiskey. So anyway, when I was asked for a cocktail, I'm like, well, it kind of fits with the prequel short story, which is my main character when she owned a restaurant, and that's what her drink on her menu was. But yeah, maybe you will like it if you want to try it, but it's not for me.
Well, it's very pretty.
It is pretty. And it's called the elderflower Old Fashioned, you guys. And there's the recipe, even though Robyn's not going to make it. If you like whiskey.
I do love elderflower, though. And I had an elderflower spritz the other day. It was so delicious.
I love elderflower.
Yeah,
Elderflower is great. I'm not a big fan of whiskey either, though.
Yeah, it's really overpowered it.
Yeah.
And I kind of like, are my proportions wrong? And I was like, yeah, no, it's just not.
No.
Well, we will make sure that the recipe is up on our website tomorrow, so you guys can try it and let us know your thoughts.
Robyn makes it sound really good.
He likes it, other than my one friend who recommended it.
Right. There might be others. Okay.
I love it.
So,
All right. Well, cheers. I have tea, so
Cheers.
cheers.
Water.
That's a good one. All right. So, The Drowning Woman was a most anticipated read by Goodreads, Indigo, and She Reads. New York Times bestseller Mary Kubica says, with deceitful characters who are not what they seem, a myriad of unexpected twists and turns, and a story that moves along at high speed, The Drowning Woman is everything I love in a thriller. Robyn Harding keeps readers hooked until the end. I agree with that. Okay. And New York Times bestseller Marissa Stapley agrees. This edge-of-your-seat thriller combines wildly intricate plot twists and turns with complex, carefully developed characters, and reading it made me wonder if there's anything Robyn Harding can't pull off. I had no idea where I was headed. I love stories like that, but knew I definitely wanted to be on this propulsive, suspenseful, often shocking ride that explores the ways in which we betray ourselves and others, and just how far we'll go for redemption. So, Robyn, now we need to know your answer to the killer question. How do you kill?
In the book? No spoilers.
Fictional, real life, whatever you'd like.
The death in this book is stabbing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was shocking.
It was shocking. I literally went, wait, what? And I flipped back and I read that chapter again. I was like, did I miss something? What happened here?
So good. And then I was like, okay, I can't stop now because I have to find out why this happened.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we shift perspective, so you can't find out the why until you figure out all the things that were going on behind the scenes. So I had fun doing that.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. And yeah, that was such a great format, structure for the book, because we got to know Lee, correct? The first character really well. And such complicated characters, right? And it really made me think about homelessness and unhoused individuals in a very different way, which is unfortunate that that I have to rethink that, but it does. It's like everybody has a past. And you mentioned that, I think, in the book, how we tend to look through people.
Yeah.
And so I really thought you really brought a face to the issue and, have us look at it a little bit differently.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did quite a bit of research into what it really is to be homeless, because I at first thought, well, I'm just going to imagine it, right? We're writers. I'm going to wing it, and I can imagine what I would do if I had nowhere to sleep but my car. And then I talked to a good friend of mine who is worked as a homeless outreach worker for 8 years. And he made me think about so many things that I hadn't thought of before. Like, the first thing he said to me was, well, how does she get a weapon? First thing. And I was like, well, she's in her car. I kind of thought, well, you're sort of safe. And he's like, no, you're not safe. You're not safe at all. And just, things about, I just heard something recently about, people who, panhandle, sit on the sidewalk for money. People just look down on them all day, and what that has an impact on your psyche. So many little things, she's, as a woman, she loses all her makeup and she can't present herself to the world like she used to. She can't do her hair. She can't change her clothes regularly. I mean, it really has such an impact, and you don't sleep. You don't have proper nutrition. So, digging out of that hole, it really made me realize how hard it is for someone, once you fall that far, to climb your way back out.
Yeah. Yeah, it almost becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, how do you figure out how to do anything, actually, right?
And then
shower. She had issues, like she would go into a spa kind of place, not a spa, but
let's go to a Y or a community.
to shower.
Yeah. And that's what people do. And then I don't know if this is, I don't know this firsthand, but I had a call with some producers interested in the book. And one of them told me that in California, well, Kara, maybe you have to prove that you're homeless for 2 years before you can get any assistance.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different programs. So that's probably like one program that's
right,
sponsored or whatever. I mean, because there are so many organizations. I spent a lot of time working with homeless when I was younger, and still do. But the problem is we have a lot of private sector organizations trying to help. It's such a vast problem, and so many issues that go into it, right? So not any one homeless person has the same set of circumstances that led them to be unhoused, right? So it's so individualized, but then it's such a significant problem that we all need to stop looking down and try to figure out how to help them out.
And I love how you don't really give answers to these questions either. You bring up, not just homelessness, but also kind of the disparity between very wealthy and very not wealthy, like social issues. And I love how you don't really kind of give any answers. You just kind of present them and leave it to the reader to draw their own conclusions. But when you're writing, how do you strike that balance?
Yeah, and I've done it a few times. Like, I've written about sex work, like a sugar daddy, sugar baby situation. I've talked about open relationships and couple swapping, and I never want to bring any judgment to it. I just want to sort of explore it from all angles, and maybe that's just my Libra balanced sensibility. I don't know. It feels quite. I have a hard time making up my mind anyway, so it feels natural for me to just present. Just look at every angle from both sides. So I'm glad that appealed to you.
And I think you do it so well with all of those social issues, in my opinion. And I love your stories, as you know, because it's not like you're saying, without the judgment, it allows you as a reader to kind of learn about things, right? And you might not have learned about before. Like when you brought up the sugar daddies thing. I mean, I hadn't even, when I started the book, I wasn't, of course, not thinking of that whole industry and what all that does. And then you kind of like slide into it, and then all of a sudden you're learning, both sides of it.
Well, I
Yeah.
think I'm learning when I research these things. So you kind of maybe have sort of an opinion about something, but as soon as you dive into the realities of anybody's life, there's always so much more to it, and how people get where they are and why they do what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Sarah asks, will there be an audiobook version of The Drowning Woman? Is there an audiobook?
There already is, yeah.
I think usually they come out the same
So
time.
Sarah, you ask, and now you have it.
Ta-da!
That's a thing I'm
Like
sure you guys
magic.
did as well. Got to pick the two voices, and I think they're fantastic for Hazel and Lee. Yeah.
That's great.
I love that part.
So Renee asked, do you know the ending when you start writing the book, or do you let the characters lead you? So we talked about before the show started about how the big twist that we mentioned before, and no spoilers here, was something that you changed in your head before you had started writing. So it sounds like you're maybe a plotter.
Yeah. So I would say I'm a loose plotter. Sorry, I was going to say I'm a planter. A little bit of both. I sort of do the main story beats, like the big plot beats, like using screenplay structure, but then I fill in between. So sometimes I know the ending. I always know the ending before I'm right there. It's not like on the last page I suddenly pull a villain out of the air, but sometimes it changes as I go. And in The Drowning Woman, the victim actually changed. I had someone that I thought, okay, this will make sense. This person is gonna meet their bloody end. And then I was like, wait a minute, what if it was somebody else? So that was where the big twist came, and I had to rework the rest of the plot to kind of make that all make sense. But I had a lot of fun with it.
I love it. Okay, my question time. Okay, so you just happen to let it slide that you're talking to producers. So will this be something like in like your dream? Would you want to be like the writer on the adaptation?
So it's so funny. I'm sure we've talked about this before, that I have written a screenplay, and I devoted like quite a bit of time, like probably 6 years. I dedicated completely to screenwriting. And then I was like, never again. So it's such a hard business. Well, Carrie, and your daughter's a screenwriter. It is just tough. I mean, publishing is tough, but Hollywood is another ball of wax. And so I did get a film produced, and I'm like, okay, I think that's enough for me, and I want to go back into publishing. But now it's funny, I'm just coming around again. I've been writing a few scripts just to keep my skills up, and I really love that writing process. Like it's so quick and immediate and really fun, isn't it? So I had a great call with a team, and again, things are always a long shot. We can't talk about anything right now because of the strike.
Right.
But I would like to be involved in adapting this one, I think.
Great. I'm so happy for you. That's awesome.
It's exciting.
See what happens.
I think it would be a great movie.
So the answer, like
TV.
Renee just asked, do you prefer being a novelist or a screenwriter? And I think the answer is both, Renee.
Yeah. Hi, Renee. You know what? Different things about both, though. I think I like the community of publishing, because I feel like they're all wonderful people like you three, and it's just a little less cutthroat. And I love the relationship with an editor, how you just have one person trying to make your books better. Whereas when you write a script, you've got producers and actors and directors and everybody. You got like a lot of people involved. But I do love the writing a script. It's just you're just getting to the meat and the good stuff so fast. And that's really fun. And dialogue's my favorite thing to write. So it is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And scripts you can write, a book, we typically, I don't count pages, but I count words. It's 90,000 words, but a script is what, 120 pages?
Exactly. And you can do it in like a couple months. I know. So you can pump them up, but you need to pump them out because nothing ever happens. So it's like, I sometimes go back into my files when I was screenwriting and I go, oh my God, look at all the things I wrote that didn't get produced.
Yeah,
Same.
it's frustrating, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another question. Let's see. Oh shoot, I missed it. Oh, okay. If you could go to dinner with any character from any book, who would it be? Thanks.
Oh, wow.
I
Any
like
book,
that one.
not my book? Any book?
Any book, I guess. He
Oh,
wasn't specific, or she. Yeah. So
any book. Okay, here's a weird one. I would like to go for dinner with. Did you all read Notes on a Scandal by Zoe Heller?
Mhm.
And it became a movie starring Dame Judi Dench
Yep.
and
yes.
Kate Blanchett. I would go for dinner with I think her name's Barbara, the Judi Dench. The
Oh my gosh.
sister, in a public place only.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
She's so dark and so creepy, but she had such a great wit.
Yeah.
I remember one line that I love so much, and it went from the book straight into the movie. And she talks about a boy, and like they all think he's so great, this student, and she goes, "Oh, like he walked, like he's a monkey, walked out of the jungle wearing a tuxedo and drinking a gin and tonic." Or something. It was so
Yeah.
snarky and clever, and yeah,
Right.
That's a good one. That's such a great read.
so good, and the movie's so good too.
Yes. Very good.
So you mentioned before the big twist in this particular story, and I know that I've read some of your other books, so I know that you are big on twists. Like, how hard are they for you to come up with?
Yeah, they're tricky. I'm sure you guys agree, because I feel like thriller readers are so sophisticated and they read so much that I would almost rather not do a twist than do a bad one.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I focus really on characters and writing a really engaging story. And if I can get a good twist in there, that's awesome. This one really does. I mean, it's quite a twist, if I do say so myself, but I don't feel like all my books have quite that of a jaw-dropping zigzag in direction. But I think it's hard, and so I don't always. That's not my prime objective. I think it's more about making sort of a heightened, real life, relatable kind of story that you think, God, that could really happen.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Some twists come easier than others. I agree with that for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, the swap was terrific. Lloyd said you zoomed into our book club, Recycle Book Club, and
Lloyd.
everybody enjoyed it.
Lloyd! Hi, Lloyd.
Hi, Lloyd.
Yes.
He's a great book club.
Yeah. That book was great too. It was so dark, and
So
I
dark.
could just envision each one of the characters. I mean, it just was like a movie in my mind. So
It's such a great premise.
I had a lot of fun with that one too. I feel like I just did an interview and I said that probably my favorite character that I've written is Lowell Morrison, the weird teenager that is kind of watching this all happen. And she was kind of inspired by the Notes on the Scandal teacher, that's watching all this stuff go down from this creepy, obsessive perspective. So I had a lot of fun with her.
Which sounds creepy, but really good. Yeah. But we liked it. We like it. Oh, Heather, I think
I think it's that time. Oh my gosh, time is just flying. We have so many questions, but
I know
we have a giveaway today. So so Robyn is generously giving away one signed copy of The Drowning Woman to one lucky killer. All you have to do is answer this simple question about our guest, and we will pick from the correct answer. Bonus points for joining the Killer Author Clubhouse Facebook group, or subscribing, please, to our YouTube channel. We have goals, and our YouTube channel is one of them. So please do that. And the question is, Robyn, owns 2 very dangerous rescue dogs. What breed are they?
Very deep.
Answer that question in the comments, and you will be going to contention for a copy, your very own copy of The Drowning Woman.
Signed
So
copy.
good luck.
Nice.
Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a great question.
Yeah. We'll see. They're all going to start getting it soon. Okay. The
Yeah.
Killer Author Club loves independent bookstores, and we appreciate your support of them. Robyn selected the Book Warehouse on Main in Vancouver, Canada as her favorite indie. Robyn, tell us why the store is so special to you.
Well, it's just a few blocks from my house, which I appreciate. And they were the bookseller at my recent book party, and they're awesome. And one of the most exciting things with this book was that they have a delivery truck, and they had the Drowning Woman on the side of the truck. And I wish I saw it driving by, but I saw it on their Instagram. But,
Oh, that's so
yeah,
cool.
they're really supportive of local authors, and it's a great little bookstore.
That's great.
Very cool.
Well, I just dropped the link in the comments, but I think I put the wrong one in there. So give me another minute and I will take up the right link.
Look at that. There you go.
Release this in sleepy time.
I was like, that doesn't look right at all.
Oh,
All right. So,
yes, a very important segment.
yes. We have a Killer Author Club alum, Try Not to Breathe by David Bell, my cousin. In this addicting thriller, an ex-cop sets out to find her missing sister and discovers the horrifying truth about her family. When she discovers her sister's hiding place, she risks everything to save her. Little do the sisters know that the past is catching up with them, including the explosive secret at the very heart of their family. Congrats to David. And I think I saw somewhere that he has COVID. So he's like, release day, stuck at home with COVID. So
Yeah, today
go
is
buy
his
his
launch
book.
day. Yeah, the book comes out today, and he was going to have a big launch event with his wife, who's also a
Got a
great
book
author.
coming out.
And he's at home. So show David a little love and go out there and grab.
Make him feel
Books
so
are
much
great.
better. Go buy his book.
Cousin?
Oh,
Is he really your cousin?
No. No, but that's always our joke because I'm always like, David, why do you spell your name wrong? Because he spells
Yeah,
it
right. I was like,
on the end.
oh, there's an E on the end of yours. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Okay. And as we have so much to celebrate. As much as we'd love to invite every amazing killer author to be featured on the show, there are so many, and yet only 3 of us. And we like to sleep and see our families and write, but we can't let this evening go by without mentioning another very special book that's come out, and it is The Night It Ended by Katie Garner. So congratulations to Katie, and make sure you check that out as well.
Exactly.
Wow, that wasn't on my radar, so that's great.
I know. There you go. That's why we're here, Kimberly, spreading the good word.
Word.
All right. And as you guys know, membership has its privileges. Every episode, we choose a name from the Killer Author Clubhouse. That's a private Facebook group that you need to join. And you get a chance to win a piece of CAC swag, t-shirts, mugs, hats, totes, all of which can be found at killerauthorclub.com if you want to grab some swag. Tonight's winner is Taylor Godfrey. So congratulations to Taylor. Please send one of the killers your address. Just message us on Facebook and we'll send some Killer Author swag your way.
Yes, congrats, Taylor. And speaking of swag, Robyn, we have some for you.
What?
You have survived the Killer Author Club. Congrats. I know it was, touch and go at times, but you have survived, and we will be sending you this. You can print it out, put it on your wall, hang it on your
Awesome.
shirt, pin it to your shirt.
She
Wow.
survived with only a flesh wound. She's
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Heather.
Yeah, and we're back in just 2 weeks on July 11th with another fabulous show. So that's it for tonight's episode. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. And thank you, Robyn Harding, for being here. We love The Drowning Woman. We know that readers will too. And we will be back here again in 2 weeks at 9 Eastern with Andrea and Julia Bartz, thriller writing sisters, who will chat with us about their new releases, The Spare Room and The Writing Retreat, which I think we have copies of those as well. And we have lots more fabulous killers planned for this summer and into the fall, which we'll be announcing later this week. So watch out for that. And be sure to pick up Nicole Bart's book, The Long Way Back, for August's book club. For times, full schedules, past episodes, recipes, merch, surf to thekillerauthorclub.com. And thank you again, Robyn, for being here. We loved having you.
Thank you, guys. And I'm so excited to read all your next upcoming thrillers as well.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Robyn.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody. And we will see you back here in 2 weeks. Thanks for tuning in.
I guess I'm a killer, threw our love into the river. Heard you saying I'm the worst thing swaying.